up, love one? If you guys are having a good day, it's March 20th, and today I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about this week's severe weather, and this week we could have a pretty significant winter storm across maybe the upper Midwest and the northern plains. We're going to be seeing which areas could get the heaviest snowfall from that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, right now for day 1 and day 2, which day 1 is tonight and day 2 is Sunday or tomorrow. We don't have anything extremely interesting, but Monday it starts to get a little more interesting. Monday is the 22nd. The SPC is a marginal risk out for southeastern Oklahoma and northern Texas. Not a significant risk, not a severe weather outbreak really, just a marginal risk. So we're expecting some the SPC is expecting some isolated severe storms in that area, right there, and there is no day 4 to 8 outlooks as of right now. But that is subject to change by tomorrow's video, for sure. But let's go ahead and look at Monday real quick. So let's get composite reflectivity because that looks better for convective setup. So this is the NAM model. So this is not a very high resolution model. We go at the Monday afternoon. Has some kind of line right here, maybe showers or something. Let's take a sounding in front of that. Not too impressive. We have very limited cape. In fact, we have like barely any instability. Not very moist either, and the shear profiles are a little weird. Maybe something right here that I think that is a severe weather chance. I think that's why we have a marginal risk. So let's take a sounding in front of this little storm. This little storm that the NAM indicates is maybe in the dry sector. We have very steep surface lapse rates. Keep in mind we have a good critical angle with this, and the shear a little bit limited, but it is there, so not terrible. But as we go further as we move further throughout Monday night and even in the early Tuesday morning, we can see some kind of squall line that forms in that area. Which I think that's why the SPC. I think that's why the SPC is a marginal. Let's take a sounding right here. Now this is a little bit of a weird sounding. First off, we have a little bit of capping going on right here, and also 56-degree dew point still, and shear not terrible. We have winds varying of height for most of the way up. We have a little bit of backing, and Hodo looks, I guess, okay. And this would support maybe a 2 or a 5%. We don't have really good thermodynamics though. So I can see why they didn't go slight. We can take a sounding in south to as this line progresses. This is better, for sure. We actually have decent shear with this, and a pretty enlarged Hodo. A decent amount of instability. So this would be a better sounding for tornadic development, for sure. And then take a sounding even later. Now we're almost getting them in the sunrise, and once again this is even better. A little bit less instability, but shear looks decent. We have around 380 SRH, and this would support a 2 or a 5%. So definitely we could have maybe a 2 or a 5% tornado risk to go out in this area here. I'm thinking more northeastern Texas, kind of in this area. We could see the SPC implement a 2 or a 5% risk by tomorrow's video. Or not by tomorrow's video, probably by Monday. So that's what we have going on Monday. Let's go out to Tuesday here on the GFS V16. We haven't really used this model. I haven't used the GFS V16 model in any of my videos, I don't think. It is going to become the operational GFS soon, so we're going to start to use it so I can get used to it. Kind of know what it normally trends to, so because that's going to be helpful when it becomes the operational GFS. So we can see Tuesday. Looks like if we have anything, it'll likely be along this cold front in Illinois, maybe Iowa, maybe southern Wisconsin too, if we can get enough instability. Kind of in this area, we could see something on Tuesday, and then where we could have a chance of a significant winter storm on the backside of this low. And we're going to be talking about that later in the video. So, uh, yeah, now could see something Tuesday right there. Then that moves to the north, to the northeast. Wednesday, I don't think we're going to see too much. We have a little bit of instability in this area, but we don't everything not really. That's the only thing coming together, and we don't really have any source of lift. But we can see we have our next low coming into play, and that could bring an interesting severe weather day Thursday. We can see Thursday we have a pretty interesting setup. We have some kind of warm front or stationary front like this, and then a strong cold front right here, a large warm sector with a lot of heavy rain. The storm system can bring some decent flooding. Luckily, it is moving pretty quickly. But we could see maybe a severe weather event in this area. Depends on cold air damming. If the eastern side of this area can really get much of it. So we will have to see. But the low does move very quickly, so that's going to help reduce the flooding risk. But some areas could see pretty heavy rain with this. As the low moves further to the northeast. So yeah, now let's go and look at things like instability, some ingredients here. We're going to use the GFS V16 for this. So we can see Tuesday we have a little bit of instability right here coming into this area. This area is where we have the best source of lift. Could see maybe something down here. We have around almost 1,000 surface-based cape. Now then, Wednesday, we really see a lot. We see almost 3,000 in areas of southeastern Texas. And then Thursday, it even gets more interesting. We have almost 3,000. We have over 3,000 in areas of eastern Louisiana. This is where we're going to be wanting to watch for severe weather on Wednesday, and even in the even in the Friday in the Mid Atlantic again, all the way up in the PA and even New York, we have instability. So that could be maybe a pretty large area that gets severe weather on Friday. Let's look at dew points now. And go out to Thursday and Friday. So Thursday, a lot of moisture with this. We have dews in the 60s, 70s across areas of southern Mississippi and southern Alabama. And then on Friday, we have our low in this area right here, kind of like the western New York. It's pretty broad low. And then a large moist sector of dews, almost 70, making it up even in the southeastern Virginia. Dews in the 60s, making it up in the central Pennsylvania. So that would allow for maybe some severe weather pretty far to the north. So yeah, and then let's go back to severe weather here. Look at storm relative velocity 0 to 3. That's very helpful to look at. And Thursday we have definitely a lot around areas almost, let's just say around 200 to 400 in most areas, with maybe around 600 localized. Now the reason I'm not using these amounts up here is because this is likely that's in the warm sector, but that's not where we're probably going to see severe weather. Well, this is a week out, so we likely will see severe weather, or it's uncertain at this time if we will see severe weather in this area at Thursday or on Thursday afternoon. But I'm not looking at that right now. I'm looking right along the cold front for kind of base helicity values. And you see, we do have like if I zoom in here, we do have little higher values right there. Now the reason that's high is probably because of convection. And so that's with a storm. So that's why I'm not using that. But we can use like these purples, so around 400 to 500, and right around that low, almost maybe 700 or 800. So, yeah. And then Friday we have a lot along the East Coast, around 400, maybe even 600 in some areas. And right around that low again, we have around 800. So, yeah, that's kind of what we have setting up there. And surface-based lifted index. I kind of like this. It kind of shows you where you have the best lift, but you got to know how to use it though. You can see Wednesday and Thursday we have we have it where we have our marginal risk in southeastern Oklahoma and northeastern Texas, and then Wednesday or Tuesday we can see a little bit in like areas like St. Louis, And then we do have a lot in southeastern Louisiana also. Tuesday, and then Wednesday. We can see Wednesday could likely be maybe a marginal or a slight in eastern Texas if everything can come together, or not everything, but just some stuff can come together. Right now, it's seeming like, or we have a lift, uh, due to the trough, and or the short wave. Sorry, we have pretty good moisture in that area also, and we have instability. So we could see some kind of severe weather in eastern Texas on Wednesday. Not that will be tornadic. We're not going to really talk about that yet. We'll talk about that likely in Tuesday or tomorrow or Monday's video when we have the NAM model. Because the NAM is a high resolution model and it's much better than the GFS for severe weather. Now we got the Thursday. We have a lot of lift with this cold front. -9, -10 with lifted index, and then Friday we have a lot, or not extremely high values, but we have a decent amount going throughout the whole East Coast. So that's that, and then supercell composite. Don't really look at this too much anymore. Especially, I don't really look at STPs also. We can see we have a lot of it Thursday. It looks like Thursday is likely going to be a big day, and so could Friday. So it could be seeing maybe a multi-day severe weather event again. Maybe from Wednesday to around Friday, we could be seeing this multi-day severe weather event. Going to be kind of similar to the March 17th event. Now, I'm not saying that to scare anyone, or saying I'm not saying that like we're going to get a high risk with this. I don't think we're going to get a high risk with this, but it does look like we could see some kind of severe weather event. Now, how the magnitude of this, it's kind of uncertain, but it looks like Thursday is going to be the worst day. And that will occur in maybe areas of Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, maybe the western Florida Panhandle also. So, let's talk about snow here because, like I said, we do have a potential winter storm in this area. So let's go ahead and look at this. So this is just the trends with the GFS. It's been kind of since the first couple of runs. These are runs around This was Thursday morning, model runs, right here. These two, you can see low is around western Minnesota. Now it has tracked all the way in the western Wisconsin. So it used to be areas like Fargo getting that heaviest snow. Now it's more like central. It's more like central Mississippi in that area. Let me move this. Or not central Mississippi, central Minnesota, I'm sorry. And then we can also see our snow tracks here. Or not tracks, but our snowfall trends for the totals of this, or like total accumulated snowfall trends. We can see what just happened. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we can see most of it occurs in Minnesota, northwestern Minnesota, or central Minnesota. The last model run of the GFS had it kind of to the east of Fargo, but not in extreme central, or not like in the Brainerd area. Going up around the northern Minnesota border, maybe even a foot in some areas of Minnesota. So this could be a significant winter storm with maybe a foot of snow in some localized areas. Where this happens, though, it is pretty uncertain, but it's looking like maybe central, northern, and western Minnesota could get the heaviest, and also maybe eastern South Dakota and southeastern North Dakota will likely get the heaviest snowfall of this winter storm. During the middle of this week. Now this snow will likely happen around Wednesday, Tuesday through Wednesday. So, yeah, but that wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow. But yes, goodbye.